So body tissues contain many capillaries. So exactly what is a body tissue? So let's search for some images so we have an idea what a body tissue is. Okay, so here's some examples here which we will insert in and move around. So examples of body tissues can include connective tissues like in muscles, epithelial tissues also like in muscles, muscle tissue like in muscles, and nervous tissue which is found in our brains. And these contain many capillaries so that the cells are never far away from a source of energy from our digested foods. The liquid part of the blood leaks out of the capillaries into tissues and forms something called a tissue fluid. Okay, let's just search for tissue fluid to see what we actually mean. Okay, so here's an example here. So here's an example of the capillary here. This is the capillary. Okay, and it's going through a series of cells here, and in between the cells is something called intracellular fluid, or also called tissue fluid. Oh, just get that correct spelling. I-E-D. Tissue fluid. And this tissue fluid carries the dissolved digested food molecules from the cell. Okay, so what happens is that we have, remember in the last video, the villus and the villi in the small intestine. It's the sugar is absorbed from our food into the villus, goes through into the vein, and then the vein branches out into your capillaries. And so what happens is that once the capillary reaches the tissues where energy is required and where respiration occurs, the sugar molecules begin to enter the tissue fluid, leaks out. And remember, of course, that cells use glucose to release energy using a chemical reaction known as, remember, respiration. Okay, which is not breathing. Okay, respiration is the process of using oxygen to burn the glucose or sugar in our cells to form energy, carbon dioxide, which we exhale out, and water. So some of the energy is released by respiration in the form of heat energy, and this helps us stay warm, and some of the energy is needed to work muscles so we can move. Okay, so what happens is that the glucose enters the cells here, and in the cells undergoes respiration, which releases energy to the cells so we can move and do things, and release the carbon dioxide, which goes back into the vein, where it travels back to the lungs, where it can be exchanged for oxygen.